Welcome to another episode of Shipper War.
Shipper War. When ship happens, I'm there.
It's been a while since I've done a news episode. I want to say it's been a month or two since I've done one. I'm going to be going over a lot of news that you guys probably already know about, but I just want to talk about it because I want to talk about them. So, starting off with the first news, it's Rachel McAdams related. Now, the first news is about a movie called About Time, which is a romantic film, but it's also a time-traveling film. Sounds familiar? Yeah. So this is not The Traveler's Wife Part 2. It's a completely different movie. Rachel McAdams just happens to be in another movie that's a romance that has to do with time traveling. The other news, which is also Rachel McAdams related, and also Ben Affleck related, and that's for the film The Wonder. It finally has a title. So this film has been in production for a long time. It was already finished. Still images came out for the film, and yet a title hasn't been attached to it for a while, and finally a title for it has been attached. Now on to Hunger Game related news. So it's been officially announced that Catching Fire has a title to it, and it's going to be titled officially The Hunger Games Catching Fire. Now, fans of the books are upset over this title because they're two completely different books. The Hunger Games is one book, Catching Fire is another thing. They're doing the same exact thing what they did with Twilight, with the whole Twilight saga, when even though all the other movies should be their own title without the Twilight saga, and now they're almost attaching the Hunger Games to Twilight, blah 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 blah. So basically Hunger Games book fans are upset with the fact that they're doing this. In a marketing standpoint, it makes sense, but I can understand why people are upset with this news. So, carrying on with the Hunger Games Catching Fire news. That is a very long title. Anyways, so it's been officially announced that the movie is going to be releasing November 22nd, 2013, which feels like such a long time from now to wait for this movie to happen. I hope the time flies because I'm looking forward to seeing the sequel to The Hunger Games. Now for actual Hunger Games related news. So for those who don't know, The Hunger Games has been released on Blu-ray and DVD, and it's been announced that within the first week they sold 3.8 million units of The Hunger Games. So if you assume that each unit costs $20, that's almost, actually I would say they made at least over $80 million within the first week selling those Blu-rays and DVD, which is completely incredible. Wow, that's a lot of money. It's been announced by Universal that Snow White and the Huntsman is going to be getting a sequel to it. It's been officially announced. They want to continue on with the franchise. But then, after some drama, it was said that Kristen Stewart dropped out of the whole franchise. Now it's been said that Universal has confirmed that Kristen Stewart hasn't dropped out, and they haven't dropped her either, that they're still continuing on with the franchise with Kristen Stewart. Now on to trailers. The first trailer I want to talk about is Cloud Atlas, which I have to say, after watching this long trailer, it's like 5 minutes long, I honestly have no freaking idea what this movie's about. All I know, it has to do with Halle Berry and Tom Hanks and some type of love story going on between them. And other than that, I really don't know what to take from this trailer besides visually it looks stunning, but story-wise, I have no idea what they're going with it. The other trailers I want to talk about are Gangster Squad, which looks great. It has Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. But the movie has been pushed back from being released this year to being released next year. The other trailer I want to talk about is The Great Gatsby. Now this trailer visually looks stunning. And continuing on with more trailers, there's The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which this movie looks a lot better than I thought it would look, and I'm amazed. Emma Watson's American accent is pretty spot on. And the other trailers I want to mention is Breaking Dawn Part 2. I'm not going to go into that. Jack and Diane, 10 Years, Passion, and the last one is, The Big Wedding, which has Katherine Heigl. So it's probably going to be a terrible film because she has yet to do anything good since 40-Year-Old Virgin. Yes. So that is all for this episode of Ship Award. Goodbye, and until next time. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. 24 hours ago, and I'm now doing a review because when I finished watching this film, and this is the whole theater experience watching this movie, I was very frustrated that I was just annoyed, and I had no motivation to review this movie, and if I did review this movie, I would probably completely ripped it apart, and most of it wouldn't be very justified. So I let it, sink in, and for me to think it through. And now that I've thought it through and let it sink in, I can now express myself